What's up, guys? This is Sidnie from the Kaya, and you are watching Bridging the Gap. We are hanging out at Surrounded by the Sound Music and Arts Festival this weekend, and I'm hanging out with our special guest, Sensi. How you doing, dude?
Doing well. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for taking time, out of this beautiful fest, come hang out with us. For new Kai fans that maybe never heard of Sensi, let them know who you are, what you do.
So yeah, Sensi is a reggae band that formed in the Outer Banks in 2016. We've been touring for about 2 years now, and this is our second time returning to Surrounded by the Sound. Last year we played the pre-party. This year we're going to be playing on Sunday, so we're super stoked to be here.
There you go, veterans, yeah. Do you guys, how do you come up with the name?
Well, we came up with the name after a show at the brewing station in the Outer Banks. It's a place in Kill Devil Hills, and the sound guy was pretty much just like, you guys can't keep coming in here smelling like that. And I was just like, what do you mean, man? I was like, we're just leaving behind our Sensi trails.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's just pretty much how that came up, just like that.
I like that though.
Yeah.
That's catchy. I think that, and honestly, like all your artwork and the different logos that you got, like it's really cool. I think it fits your guys' sound and your style.
Thank you so much.
So what were your personal musical influences, maybe like growing up as a kid or even to now, that influence your music?
Well, this is kind of crazy, but when I first started listening to reggae, there was a band called Giant Panda Gorilla Dub Squad, which is actually headlining this festival.
Familiar with them?
And this was like 10 years ago. They were coming down the coast on a tour, and I was living in a small town in West Virginia at the time. And they played at this coffee shop, and my mom was like, oh, you're too young to go, and but my buddy got to go, and he brought a CD back. So I had the Giant Panda Gorilla Dub Squad CD in my mom's car, like every time I was riding around with it, listening to it like crazy. Even before I had known about Bob Marley or Sublime, like I knew about these bands, but I didn't get into them.
Right.
And I knew every track off that album, and so it's really surreal that they're headlining this festival that I'm playing now.
That is really insane, and especially just to get to, collaborate just like in like conversation and be able to be like, we're here together, like.
Right. Yeah, last tour we went on in December, we went up north to Ithaca, which is where Dan lives, their guitar player.
Yeah.
And he actually got up on stage with us and sat in on the organ, and it was like, he played a song with us at the what was that place called? The Dock, yeah, the Dock in Ithaca, yeah.
Nice.
Super sweet, man. Like, just so surreal.
That's cool. It's one of those dreams come true moments.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like it's all full circle. So. Especially
when with music, you kind of don't really know like what destination you're headed for. You're just doing it, and just hoping that things fall into place. And I think things have fallen into place for you guys. You've been very lucky to play a bunch of shows.
Yeah, it's been a dream
do you have
come true.
Favorite venue or city maybe that you guys have played over the time?
Well, recently we did our first show in California, in Ventura, and I really love Ventura. But as far as East Coast, probably I would have to say Raleigh.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Poorhouse in Raleigh.
That's a really good one, though. I think that one's, Raleigh has a really good scene, too, just in general. Yeah. How was California? How was your time there?
Oh, it's great. I actually recently relocated to San Diego.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay.
And I moved out there about 3 weeks ago, and then came back for this festival.
Yeah, you did. You popped over there. You're like, all right, guys, we'll see you later.
Yeah. I'm going back out there, though, as soon as we finish up here. So.
Awesome. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun. Do you have any maybe like cool or funny or most memorable, moments, playing with Sensi Trails?
Yes. Okay, so there was this one time we were playing at the Outer Banks Brewing Station, and there was this guy in the front row just rocking out, had super long hair, just rocking out super hard. And we went into like a guitar solo or something. I just went down and was like rocking out with him. Next thing you know, his hair gets all wrapped up in my headstock of the guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do I do? So I'm like pulling away, and he's like pulling, and it's like pulling his head.
Yeah, you're trying to like.
Yeah, and so
it's to be a tug of war.
We kind of like almost had to stop for a second, and his girlfriend and I were like unweaving his hair.
Like
yeah, it was crazy. Like.
Did he manage to, leave that night with any hair left?
Yeah, there was definitely a bunch of hair left in the headstock of the guitar, though, too.
Yeah, you got to keep a little...
I was pulling hairs out for, like, weeks after. Seriously.
Never forget that moment, for sure.
It was funny. That's definitely one of the unforgettable
That's interesting.
moments.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a musician tell me they've had that happen. But I feel like that would be, a danger, so risk alert, you long-haired headbangers.
If you've got long hair, be careful in the front row.
This is your PSA.
Yeah.
Well, so when you're not playing music, what do you do? What's your life like in the off time?
Not a whole lot, honestly. Just like playing music, traveling. I've been traveling a lot recently. I like to surf and skate, and that's about it.
Well, that's good. You're able to kind of leave, this coast, go to that coast.
And I really enjoy different types of food. Love Mexican food, burritos, tacos, anything wrapped in a tortilla.
Really? Well, that's interesting you bring that up because I have an important question for you.
Uh-oh.
Hard or soft tacos?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can discriminate. It just depends on the mood. It
depends on the day. It's a Friday today.
Okay.
So what taco would you pick
Friday,
today?
we're going soft shells.
Yeah? Okay. I can feel that. I can feel those vibes. It's a little overcast. I think that's the perfect time for
a good day for some soft tacos.
So what's the future looking like for you?
Just gonna keep on grinding and just, put out a new album soon. Keep writing songs, keep touring, just like the whole nine. Do
you have any plans for, a new album release, or are you kind of just still the stages of
I've got all the tracks for it, but just haven't really settled with which studio yet. And,
that's important though. You want to make sure, that your vision, is able to kind of be mixed together.
Right. And especially like still being an independent artist, like, I gotta choose wisely because I don't have like a label funding it or anything.
Right, yeah, it is. It's a business, that you got to try to, navigate. But you've done really great independently, and I know so many people that really just thoroughly enjoy your music.
Thank you.
And even when I'm playing it, like my grandma came through, and was like, "Who's that band?" I was playing it in the kitchen while I was making dinner one day. So I feel like it's one of those that really just kind of appeals to the masses, just because the moment you hear you guys play, you just start to bob your head.
Oh,
so I'm really stoked to have you guys on this show. I've been really looking forward to this. Let the fans know everywhere that they can stay updated with you, all your social media, handles and whatnot.
Yeah, check out Sensi Trails. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find some of our videos on YouTube. Pretty much any of the social media platforms we can be found on. So
anywhere and everywhere. We're gonna put everything into the description, so you just click on there, click follow. Please stay up to date with everything and anything Sensi Trails. Thank you again for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
We're chilling here at Surrounded, so it's gonna be an absolutely beautiful weekend. So thank you guys for tuning in. Kaya out.
Peace.
I'm just fighting the ball.